When the badge turns silent, the body cam speaks. Citizen rights violated.
This episode is brought to us by DJ Media. Make sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Auditor DJ goes to the historic Hampton Court Palace to film the site with his drone. He is completely open about what he's doing and even tells the staff, but they still call the police. When the officers arrive, one of them acts very arrogant and confrontational toward DJ. The situation could have gotten much worse, and if it weren't for his calmer partner stepping in, it probably would have.
Inside the palace, has it?
The drone is in my car.
Okay. He's flown the pad from here, he's flown it along the drive and above. I don't know whether he's landed it inside.
No, I didn't land it. I just flew over the palace to do a bit of
And are you still
nosying.
filming? You're a YouTuber?
GoPro, yes.
You're a YouTuber.
Are you a viewer?
What's your YouTube name?
You're a copper, so
I am, yeah.
I'm just going to give you information
Is
without
this
a
still
reason.
recording, is it?
Not the video, no. but
No?
It will. Does it need to be, or?
No, it doesn't. So, well, what
Basically,
did they do with you then?
I've flown over there. I've had a lot of hassle off the, not these guys, but the other team.
You've been told not to fly it
I've
here?
been told not allowed.
Yeah?
And I told them I'm allowed.
No, you're not.
So I did it.
No, you're not.
Over this because of the helicopters.
When the officers arrive at Hampton Court Palace, one of them immediately sets a bad tone by mocking the auditor instead of talking professionally. This behavior is not just unprofessional, it's confrontational and dismissive. From the start, the officer shows no interest in understanding what the auditor is doing or why. He wrongly tells the auditor that he can't fly the drone over the palace, and his partner agrees, vaguely mentioning helicopters. But this excuse doesn't make sense. Hampton Court Palace isn't in restricted airspace, and there's no sign of any temporary flight restrictions at the time.
It's not a no-fly zone here.
Yeah, yes it is. Yes.
Can you show me?
You gotta look it up. It is
I
on
have.
there. Go ahead and look it up.
I did all my due diligence before I got here.
Palaces, royals, and if the staff says no,
It's not about the
there.
staff saying no, it's about the law, my friend. Come on.
It is. If they're saying
So there's the
on the
no-fly
map.
zones like airport there, but we're
Yeah,
there. It's nothing.
But it's, if you looked it up, Hampton Court Palace, no fly zone. All right. So this is what we're gonna do.
I've checked.
Okay. Okay. Well, you can say that if you've checked or not.
There's no no-fly
that's
zone here,
fine,
my
but
friend.
we're saying that it's not, and you know we've looked it up as well.
This isn't about airspace anymore, it's about ego. The officer is given correct, up-to-date information that proves him wrong, but he refuses to accept it. His reaction isn't about the law or safety, it's about pride. Instead of admitting a mistake or considering he might be wrong, he clings to his authority, thinking saying, "We've checked," will end the discussion. That's the problem. When officers ignore clear public information, it doesn't just hurt the situation, it harms public trust. Legal drone use is controlled by the CAA, not by how confident an officer sounds.
Do you wanna,
So I don't look. It's a busy Friday night. All right. Busy Friday night. We need to be out there. We're already stripped to a few units. Okay.
right.
Right. If we can just get your name, we'll treat this as words of advice. Just please don't do it again. The staff are here, and all the other staff.
You should be
They're
educating
not-
them,
they're
saying
not-
he's allowed to fly over.
No. It's not
We'll speak to them
allowed.
after.
We'll speak to
We just
them.
have to deal with you first.
But we are just dealing with you. I don't want this to
But
go
you've
long.
told me
I
it's a
don't
no-fly
I don't-
zone.
I don't want this to go on any longer. If we could just have your name.
But this is going to
that
keep
would be words
happening.
of
If
advice.
people come here to fly drones and these guys,
And
not
the-
you, but if the team come out and say,
It's already,
can't do it,
We've already had the info done from our.
can you tell me what legislation so I can check? Because I want to learn here.
No, it's. We've told you that is your learning. We're not allowed.
That's not good enough, my friend.
Yes, it is. Because we're a police
You're an
officer. We're
officer.
telling you. Yeah.
That's not good enough.
All right.
When the auditor calmly asks the officer for the legal reason behind his claims, he's not arguing. He's just asking for clarity, like any responsible citizen should. Instead of pointing to any law or airspace rules, the officer shuts down the conversation and leans on his status as a police officer, as if that alone proves him right. That's not how police authority should work. In the UK, officers must follow the law and be able to explain the legal basis for their actions. Ignoring a reasonable question and expecting compliance shows pride, not public service.
I need to know the legislation. I need to know the legislation that I've broken here, so I don't do it again.
See, it's completely up to you if you want to give us your details or not. Okay.
It's not about details, mate. Your colleague here.
Yeah.
The reason I hang around for police to arrive, and I didn't hang around, I was getting some food and I saw you and I thought I'd pop over, is so that I can see or know that the people who have restricted my legal activity today, the drone flying, get educated and say, look, he's allowed to fly. You may not like it, but he can do it, right?
Hampton Court Palace have said that is supposedly a no-fly zone. So obviously we've come with like the information that we've been told. I've read through and it says no-fly zones, obviously 5 kilometres from airports. This isn't an airport, but the grey area that we're trying to deal with is where they're saying it's a helicopter thing as well. So that's where we're a bit...
Usually helicopter pads are not a no-fly zone, but they're on here to tell us to obviously watch out for aerial traffic.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I haven't seen anything on, I'll show you what I look at. I haven't seen anything on the app at all.
Okay.
It does turn yellow in a minute, there we go.
Yeah.
All that side there is, you'll see, Bushy Park.
Yeah.
The auditor is completely correct. In the UK, drone pilots must check for airspace restrictions using approved apps like Drone Assist. These apps may show helicopter activity or advisory zones, but these are warnings, not legal bans. Their purpose is to remind pilots to be careful, not to stop them from flying. As long as the area isn't in a restricted zone, like near an airport, military base, or protected site, or a temporary NOTAM hasn't been issued, flying is legal if done safely and within sight. Helicopters alone don't make it illegal. Since the auditor saw no restrictions in his app, he had every right to fly.
Area of scientific interest, SSI.
Right, okay.
But I'm not in that. We're at the Palace, which is actually right bang in the middle.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, 100%.
There's nothing on there to say I can't fly, which is why I did it.
I think what they are just worried about is if there is suddenly a helicopter that needs to come, which, I mean, I know it seems like a bit far-fetched.
Right.
Okay, but just in case.
They didn't mention that when we had a talk.
No, of course, no, I understand.
They just mentioned everything else.
Yeah.
A wedding going on, other concerns.
So yeah, there is something about the privacy side of things as well, because if there's a wedding as well, maybe they don't want it.
I said to them, I'm going to stay very high to the people with the tiny dots. I've got no issue with what you've said to me, but your colleague saying it's a no-fly zone is not good.
Yeah,
because now they're going to be under the impression that they can restrict people flying.
Yeah, that's it. I'll speak to them after, obviously. I'll speak to them. I'll say what you've said to them.
Oh, she's back out. Hello.
Have you got it in? Sorry, do you mind just going over there, please?
I can do, yeah. I'm going to go, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, well, that's why we're trying to speak to them, and then we'll speak to you. If you can just stand by my colleague, please.
All right. Sorry to interrupt. I haven't got all night, mate. Can we do it quickly, or?
I'm trying to get it done as quickly as possible. If you keep interrupting us, then obviously it's going to take a little bit longer. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll be.
Can I just go?
We'll just have to explain 1 or 2 things, and then you can go. All right, because it's busy for us as well.
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
I've been here a while. You spoke to you for an hour, didn't I?
It shouldn't be an emergency response, but if
what, you came on emergency?
Well, no, we're an emergency response team. All right.
Okay. So basically, what they've said is, you know that you see those blocks like there to the left, just in front of the palace, that whole block there with the bushes.
This building.
Yeah, not the first bit here, but the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all like residential.
Okay.
Whereabouts were you flying it from?
I've flown everything, mate, but I'll be honest with you, this long building here, it's probably the one part I haven't really flown in there.
Okay, that's fine. It's just because you have to be 110 metres away from residential buildings as well.
No.
Yeah.
The officer tells the auditor he can't fly within 120 meters of homes. This is not only wrong, it's also factually off. The old rule was 150 meters. Even that applied only to larger drones in higher risk categories, like A2 or A3 under the CAA rules. The auditor, however, is flying a DJI Mini under 250 grams, which is in the A1 category. This category allows flying near people and in residential, commercial, or recreational areas, so his flight is completely legal.
120 meters from residential areas.
Why does it say that? I'm not trying to catch you out. I know my legislation on it because I fly it, and I've never heard of that.
Drone and model aircraft code, points 3 to 9.
Yeah.
Fly below, and then there was fly below 120, which you said you were doing perfectly fine, no problem. And then there's a residential, commercial, 150 meters. Sorry.
Okay.
Keep at least 150 meters away from.
My drone is small, so my drone is that.
Okay.
So go by that.
Okay. What drone do you have?
It's 249 gram. It's under 250.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. No problem. That's fine.
that
It
been
says it's-
made clear?
His drone is under 250 grams, which that doesn't apply to. So,
You saw the drone, right? It was a baby.
It's the weight, and the weight only. So if
We haven't got
it's
we
below,
haven't got
hang on.
beef with you. As you
If-
know,
if the
we
weight is
spoke to you for an
150,
hour before all of
If the weight
this.
is 150,
We're just
then
asking as a human
it's
being,
above.
that was all,
Then
but-
all the license, blah blah blah, and all that. If it's less than, however, that supersedes if it has a camera. All right.
When the original officer comes back, his dismissive attitude and misinformation return. This time, he tries to quote drone laws but gets a key detail wrong, saying the weight limit is 150 grams. That's not a small mistake. It completely undermines his credibility. In the UK, many drone rules are based on weight, and the correct limit is 250 grams, not 150. Getting this wrong shows he doesn't understand the basics of the law he's trying to enforce.
Anyway,
It doesn't.
I'm not. I don't. I've got.
Come on, man. I do this every day
I've got better stuff.
You shouldn't have been called. I know they called you for a good reason.
To do. Just please.
with a good intention.
Don't do it.
But it's not a police matter, my friend.
Just go. It's not. I know it isn't. If
You're telling me not to do it. I'm allowed to do it. I am going to continue doing it. Don't tell me not to do it, man.
Okay. Well, we'll be here then again.
You're wasting your time.
I am wasting my time. All right. Thank you very much for
Why are
your
you
time,
being
sir.
stubborn? This officer's
Goodbye,
been
sir.
great. What a rude. What's his number? 4198. There's no need for that, mate.
No, but you're making
No need.
it worse
You're
now,
making
aren't
it
you?
worse, and you-
No,
Why?
but you should be telling them. You should be telling them that we
speaking
can't
to
stop him.
Educating
All right.
me, I know. what's
He should
going
know the law. This officer knows the law.
It's nothing to do with the
He knows the law.
Both of you. No, I'm the one teaching him. All right.
You're teaching him.
I am
Sorry.
separating
Yeah, yeah.
both parties because
No, I'm going to go. I'm
this
going to
is
go.
not.
So you're
a police
teaching
matter.
him.
This moment shows the ego of the disrespectful officer perfectly. The auditor points out that one officer knows the law while the other doesn't. The arrogant officer responds, "I'm the one teaching him," trying to defend himself and avoid admitting mistakes. He has been wrong many times, getting drone weight limits wrong, making up flight restrictions, refusing to show the law, and mocking the auditor instead of acting professionally. Yet when his mistakes are pointed out calmly and factually, he doesn't reflect or correct himself. Instead, he tries to assert authority by claiming he's the teacher.
I don't really have time.
Are
for
you
this,
saying you're
all right?
teaching him?
I'm separating both
That's
parties.
awful, mate.
I've spoken to you. I've spoken to them. I've already.
Do you know what I'm
said-
gonna do now you've dealt with it,
I've already
Lewis?
I've already said your part to them.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
And
I'm going to
I've
make sure
already
that
said-
loads of people come here and fly drones because you need to educate them and
Okay,
say we're allowed to do it.
Well, if that amounts to harassment, then so be it.
No, not me, other
No,
people.
thank you. Yeah, it's a harassment court of conduct of two by anybody.
You're talking rubbish,
If
mate.
you're saying, okay, well, if you believe.
Sorry, man, you've been more than you've been perfect. This officer has a problem, and if he's teaching you, I feel bad for you, mate. You've learned a lot from somebody else, clearly.
What I
You
was
know, yes.
asking you was,
Yeah.
as a human
I've got-
being,
yeah.
we have children on site.
Yeah, I've got no issue with you.
Security breach. That's the only.
Of course I care about that. What did I say about that? I said I'm going to stay high, didn't I?
yeah, I think they're just concerned about the safeguarding.
That's fine. I've got no issue with them.
When a worker worries about children being on site, the auditor responds calmly, saying he will fly higher to stay safe and avoid disturbing anyone. This is exactly the responsible behavior the law expects from drone pilots, following the rules and minimizing risk. Instead of recognizing this, the disrespectful officer takes the chance to insult the auditor, claiming he doesn't care. This ignores the facts. The auditor had clearly planned a safe flight in line with CAA guidance, which doesn't ban flying near children, but does require avoiding flying directly over people and keeping a safe distance.
They've been civil, they've been polite, they've been professional. They had concerns which were, in my opinion, a little bit. Their concerns were a little bit unreasonable, what they were telling me, but they're not doing it on purpose. They're just trying to do their job right. They call you guys for advice. You've turned up. I can't blame you for turning up because you don't know the situation until you get here.
Yeah.
But to tell me I can't do it and don't do it again is wrong, because I can come here tomorrow, or my friend could, and fly a drone here, and they should really go, oh, just ignore him. You know, you can do it legally, right?
If staff are wrongly told that flying a drone is illegal, they will likely share that wrong information with others. So the next time someone flies legally, they could face the same unnecessary confrontation. This kind of misinformation creates confusion, false reports, and wastes police and public resources. This is how bad policing and misunderstandings become normal. When an officer incorrectly says something is illegal and no one corrects it, people start treating it as true. Staff follow it, the public believes it, and lawful activity begins to be seen as criminal.
I'm going to go. Sorry it's happened like this, all right? You've been more than polite, no issue at all.
It shouldn't have gone this far.
No, it shouldn't. I'd gone, I was having some food. I seen these guys come and thought I'd better pop over, but...
Alright, thank you for coming back
all right.
over.
I've got no issue, it's just I feel that you dealt with it badly, but that's your
I'm
choice.
not dealing with it badly. Look.
Look,
They've witnessed how I've dealt with it.
What's done is done.
It's
There's
happening.
nothing
But it's
else
not a
to do.
no-fly zone. Anyone can fly the drone here.
I've made that clear to both sides.
Oh,
all right.
you told me I can't do it.
However, like, you know what? There's no. My colleague has explained it, and I've told him.
He's been bang on, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm dealing with both parties,
He's
and I've
also
got my
dealing
colleague
with
dealing with
us,
you.
so-
Busy day, I suppose, as well. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go. Thanks, man.
No problem.
All right.
As the interaction ends, the auditor leaves calmly, making it clear to the staff that his issue isn't with them, but with how the situation was handled. He points out to the officer who caused the escalation that he handled things poorly. The officer, however, refuses to take any responsibility, even though he made multiple mistakes. From start to finish, this officer showed exactly how policing can go wrong when pride replaces professionalism. He mocked the auditor, ignored questions, and spread misinformation, even when shown clear evidence. His attitude confused the staff and could cause more problems and wasted police time in the future. In contrast, the other officer acted respectfully, listened carefully, and showed a willingness to learn. His professional behavior highlighted just how wrong his partner's attitude was. This episode isn't just about misinformation or mockery. It shows how ego and defensiveness can turn a lawful drone flight into an unnecessary confrontation and damage public trust. The auditor didn't just expose errors about drone laws, he exposed the deeper problem of why officers must stay accountable, informed, and willing to learn. When pride overtakes professionalism, it harms not just one situation, but the public's trust in policing as a whole.